Hi there. I am Ella Kaye. I am a certified dating and relationship coach, and I'm here today to talk about why you should never listen to dating advice from dating and relationship coaches, or why you should never solicit dating advice in general. There are so many resources out there to help you with dating life. There are books, there are blogs, there are videos, there are whole systems devoted to how to get more dates, how to find a relationship, how to get more sex, how to find a spouse, how to get your ex back. They all have some common themes in them, generally. How to appear interested but not too interested, how to show that you're high value, being more masculine, or how to be more feminine, or basically all how to behave in a way to get to your goal. Um, but what if you didn't need a system or advice from other people? What if you could just do exactly what you want to do and get the results that you wanted, get the partner of your dreams without having to follow what someone else tells you to do? And that actually is possible. And that's what we're going to talk a little bit more about today. But why is a dating and relationship coach telling you why you should listen to dating advice? So, as I said, I'm a certified dating relationship coach with Compass Date. Um, I'm basically here to tell you how dating advice can ruin your chances of ever finding love. And this is something that I see time and time again in my practice. Um, in addition, it's something that I've run into myself. I have firsthand experience on how I allow dating advice to ruin my relationship. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that as well. I will tell you, I am brutally honest, and I may tell you things that you don't want to hear, but it doesn't come from a place of being judgmental. It really comes from a place where I just want to help you get out of your own way. The truth is, if you're single, it's because you've chosen to be. Okay. Whether it's a conscious decision that you've made or whether you are subconsciously, self sabotaging, there are millions of eligible singles out there. And if you are alone, it's your choice. Okay. So that's the first thing you need to remember is whatever you're doing, it is a choice that you're making. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story of what happened to me. To start off, you will never hear me reference anything anyone I've dated has either done or said or didn't do. First of all, because I have the utmost respect for anyone I have been involved with, even if it was just a date or a conversation on a dating app or something like that. And their thoughts and words and feelings and everything are private, and it's something that I'm not going to put out there for public consumption. So when you hear me talk about any kind of past experience I have, it's always going to be from my viewpoint. It's going to be what I said, what I did, and most importantly, what I was thinking, because it's your thoughts that create your reality. And so, and really, that's all that's relevant anyway. All that's relevant is what I did because that's what I have control of. The only person who can make me happy is me. And the only person who owes me anything is me. Expectations on others is a surefire way to make yourself unhappy. Okay, so I'm talking about this from my standpoint and what I did and what I was thinking and that kind of thing. Okay, I'm going to be totally straight up and honest with my story. Okay, so I've been single about 2 years. Well, I've been dating, I should say, about 2 years. I've been single longer than that. I started dating about 2 years ago. In that time, I have been quite prolific on the dating scene. I have been on probably about 150 first dates. And I have my children, I have two children, and I have them 50% of the time. So to go on that many dates in 50% free time is quite a lot. Um, And I was not necessarily in a hurry to get in a relationship, not because I enjoyed dating so much, but because I wanted to make sure that mentally I was in a place where I could um, be the best version of myself going into a relationship. It's very easy to be at your best when you're alone. It is harder to be at your best when you're with someone else because even everyday things trigger you and bring you back to it triggers your anxieties, your insecurities. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't in a place where I was putting that off on somebody else because I know that's internal work of mine and that has nothing to do with another person. So that's something that I was pretty hesitant to get into a relationship again, which is why I did so much dating. But a while back, end of last year, I went on a first date, one of many, and had a fantastic time. It was great. I was really excited. But to me, first dates are par for the course. I'd say most of my first dates are good. If they can still be good going into like the third date, then I'm a little bit more impressed. But first dates are usually good. But I just had like a fantastic time with this guy. So I was still dating other people. I'm always a big proponent of dating multiple people at when you first start dating someone, because it's good not to get too caught up in the potential of someone, and that's easier to do when you are only dating one person. It's easy to put all your eggs in one basket and overestimate how good that basket is. So I was still dating other people. And then about a few weeks into it, I guess, I got to the point where I was not as interested in going out with other people anymore. This had nothing to do with where I thought our relationship needed to go or because I was trying to force an outcome. It was simply that I was really interested in going out, 2 nights a week, spending 2 nights a week going out with someone. We were going out about twice a week and I was having a great time. And I really didn't see the point in going out with other people and possibly coming across as being more interested than I was. I didn't want to lead anybody on because I knew that I was at a point then that I was really kind of interested in seeing this guy and everything else was kind of like, just not as fun. I didn't tell him this. It was just a decision I made on in my gut. It felt good to go out with this guy and to stop going out with other people. And there was no expectation to it. I wasn't expecting him to suddenly behave differently or do something different. I did it because that's what felt right to me. But we were, technically not in an exclusive relationship. And if for some reason he had decided he didn't want to go out one day or he wanted to start going out less, I was perfectly free to start dating again. So to me, it wasn't about, like I said, trying to force any kind of situation. It just naturally is how I felt that I didn't want to be going out with other people. So a few weeks later, I guess probably about 6 weeks or so in, the dating advice started. People started telling me, oh, well, you should not be only dating him if it's not exclusive. You need to have a talk with him. You need to decide if it's an exclusive relationship or not. Because you should be seeing other people. But I didn't want to see other people. And I wasn't really too concerned with what he was doing so much, but I was like, oh, maybe I should be dating other people. So I started to question what my gut had told me and decided that I needed to have the relationship talk. Okay. My instincts weren't telling me to have the relationship talk. My head was telling me to have the relationship talk, thanks to the advice I had gotten from others. And so against every fiber of my being, I brought up the exclusivity talk. And I knew before the words came out of my mouth. I mean, we all have those moments where it's like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And then boom, you do it. That was me. I felt it like I was like trying to force the words out because I really didn't want to go there yet. We were having a great time. I mean, it was like magical. It was like we were just having so much fun. And, but the words came out, and it didn't feel good. The whole thing felt so forced. That was not flow. We had been in flow And this was like a punch. This was like me trying to push through and make something happen. And that's not where we were at that point. And we did decide to be exclusive. I had been fine, as I told him, with either option. I was fine with us dating other people. I was fine with us not. I just wanted to know, how he was feeling about the situation, because I didn't want to, to mess anything up, I guess. And so we decided to be exclusive, but it put that insecurity in my head to begin with, because I had forced the situation and I knew that it didn't flow there. It's that I had made it go there. And so it put this little like grain of sand, I would say, this little grain of insecurity that I would think he doesn't really want to be doing this. I forced this and he doesn't want to be exclusive, and I forced it. And I just kind of, left it in the back of my head and tried to ignore it and just go with the flow. I wanted to go back to going with the flow. And so we were going with the flow. Things were good. Like I said, it's magic. Every date was fun. We had the best time together. But then it started up again, the advice and the judgments. And the friend who started dating her guy at the same time, and they were taking a vacation together. And our relationship was moving much slower. And that was a pace I had been comfortable with. Like I said, I wasn't rushing to get in a relationship. I was figuring myself out. I was navigating through it. I was out of town half the time with my boys. I didn't need to rush. But then I started thinking, is something wrong with me and something wrong with us, because we haven't planned a trip yet and we're not spending weekends together. But there were many logical reasons, like I wasn't in town on the weekends. How would we spend weekends together? But that advice comes in. Oh, well, if you haven't done this yet, then your relationship is a problem. And so when you added the advice to that little inkling, the little grain of sand that was just like in there about I forced it and it should have flowed. It just built up and built up and built up. And by that, I mean my analysis of the situation, rather than going with my gut and thinking, wow, this feels good. Being together feels good. I instead went to the place where I was analyzing, why isn't this happening? Why isn't that happening? Because according to this coach, or according to this YouTube video, or according to this article, or according to my friend, we should be doing this, and that's not where we are. So I forced this, and this is bad, and I need to figure out how to fix it. Okay. So once again, then the fixing comes into play. There's no fixing, just flow. It needs to go with the flow. And I was fighting flow every step of the way. I was like, fix it, fix it, fix it. I got to fix it. This article says I should do this. This person says I should do that. And what ultimately happened is I killed it. It's been a long time ago. I still get upset about it. Well, a long time ago, several months ago. I get upset about it because I see how I forced a situation, and I get angry at myself for not listening to my instincts. When my instincts were right, I should have just gone with it and had fun with it, because that's what it was and that's what I wanted. I didn't care about, how long before marriage happens, or, when we're going to take a trip. I cared about those things because other people told me I should care about those things. So the reason I did this video today is to help you understand that it isn't about a timeline you should be on or what other people think. It's about going with your instinct and doing what's best for you. And ultimately, that will be what's best for the relationship. So how do you know if you're getting in your own way? If you have asked others how to respond to a text message, if you have Googled signs, he or she likes me, if you have taken any relationship quizzes, if you have asked your family and friends, what do you think it means when he, she does this or that? If you are using any kind of published resources to try and analyze your very unique situation, you are getting in your own way. Every person is different. Every relationship is different. Everyone's coming from a different background and wants different things. There is no published program out there with a step-by-step guide that is going to get you to where you want to be, because you are a unique individual. And that person is a unique individual. And screw what anybody thinks that you should do, because the only person who knows what to do is you. Okay, the bottom line is there is no guru out there who can tell you how you need to live your life to get to the destination that you're trying to get to. Your intuition is the only compass that you need, and it works every time if you'll just listen to it. The problem is that sometimes we're so out of touch with listening to our gut, over listening to our limiting beliefs, what our friends say, what society says. And we get so in our heads that we stop listening to what our body's telling us. And we either don't trust it or we don't follow through with it. The best advice I can give you is be guided by what feels good. Okay, if it feels good, don't worry about what other people are telling you, regardless of how much of an expert they are. Go with what feels good. If you have trouble trying to figure that out and trying to learn to follow your intuition, I am, as I said, a certified dating relationship coach, but my specialty is really confidence and mindset. A lot of times what's getting in our way is our mindset, or our lack of confidence, our insecurities can get in the way. There are plenty of resources out there to help you with those things. I'm, available for any kind of consultations and work to help you get there. But if you don't have the money to invest in a coach, I recommend, there's great resources online to help you with confidence and mindset. But not from a dating standpoint. I would say I really like Abraham Hicks' work. There's a lot of great stuff out there, but what you need to ultimately work on is yourself. If you do decide you need some relationship coaching, just because I don't always make the right decisions doesn't mean I don't know what to do. I have spent tens of thousands of hours on this material on dating relationship coaching. Just because it's easy to know what to do doesn't always mean it's easy to do. That's where a coach actually comes in handy, because a coach can keep you on track. But once again, I'm Ella Kaye with Compass Date. You can reach us at compass-date.com. You can find us online. This is www.compass-date.com. I hope that this video has helped you. I hope that it has given you some insight as to how even the most well-meaning advice can cause you to shoot yourself in the foot. Okay. Thanks so much for joining. Health and happiness to you all. I wish you the best. And if you need services, Ella Kaye at Compass Date.